How's it going, people? How are we all doing? Right, everything seems to be working okay this week. How are we? So, I'm going to open up this evening with a wee week away from the whole shebang, which has been great. So anybody who's been messaging me or whatever, I will get back to you in time. It's always good to take a wee break away from these things. So, just a wee introduction about who I am and what this whole shebang is about for anybody who may be new that comes across this. You know, we're here questioning not only the dimensions of the earth, but you know, the whole structure of what we call civilization, society. And in this particular topic, we're looking at the basis of things like the education system and, you know, what's actually going on. There's a lot of alarming points, you know, first and foremost for people, you know, you should be realising that the majority of people out there are believing things about their reality that they don't even understand. They have been born into this cult, this education type system, indoctrination, run by governments that teach your children what to think. They teach adults what to think, and that is perpetuated through the majority of their adult life, through various avenues of media influence. And it's also generational. You know, we've got generations of people who have came from education that carry forward a lot of the aspects of life and lived life and things that we take for granted and assume to be true. So for me, there's a turning over of all stones, all assumptions, all things we have taken for granted to be given as truthful. And when I say truthful, I don't mean based on somebody's opinion. I'm talking about objective, real world facts. You know, this is the problem. Language is a very delicate tool to be using. For me, I don't need waffle from people. If somebody's trying to make a point to me, they can prove a point or make a point to me through a practical means in any aspect of life. Okay, not just when we're talking about the dimensions of the earth. So language has been utilised and used, and people adopt language without a full understanding of what it is they're actually buying into, representing, regurgitating and passing over. Okay, so the basis of this whole thing is about understanding the human mind, understanding its operation, its function, understanding language and how we communicate with each other and how that is being utilised and used against us. Okay, not only is it being used against us, but people are perpetuating confusion and miscommunication by not understanding language fully. So at the basis of this whole thing, first and foremost, people need to realise that people are believing they live on a globular earth. A globular earth that was formulated by a Big Bang, that exists in a medium that is a vacuum. The complexity that you see formed by pure chance alone, and that we evolved from non-living matter. Okay, now this is the majority of people's thinking in this day and age that's come through the education system. Now when you question people about their reasoning processes, the reasons for why they believe what they believe, you come to a void with the majority of people. They start to stutter. You start to realise that people are regurgitating things. It becomes obvious to people like myself that people are part of a cult. It's a religious cult. It's teaching you existential questions, giving you narratives about who you are, your existence, where you are, how it came to be. And these people are professing that they are godlike, they have godlike powers, they understand the whole universe. They understand how life came to be. They understand the whole shebang. They want to give people the illusion that they are godly. Right? And that's just not the case. These people can't create a universe. These people can't create basic life from nothing. These people don't know their arse from their elbow. And I'm talking about the institutions and the avenues that these stories and narratives are coming from. You go and ask any of these people, all right, you know how the universe was made. If I know some aspect of my reality and I know how it works or how whatever, I could demonstrate that to you. As soon as somebody starts claiming to me they know how the universe formed, I say, right, go and create me a fucking universe then. People need to see that science has been hijacked, and what I mean by science is the real definition of the word, which is exploration. Exploration of objective reality. The reality that we all share that does not depend on you or I to have a belief in it, a want in it, a desire for it, or any of these things. It is what it is, purely and simply. And that's what science is. It's about exploring that reality that we share. We can offer up our findings to each other without language. We can show each other in a practical fashion. So that has been hijacked by a religious, culty, pseudoscientific mindset who wants to start extrapolating upon natural observations, natural science, the natural phenomena in the real world, and they wander into abstract linguistics, utilising a formal science known as mathematics. The globular earth comes from that. It's a concept. It's a mathematical concept that redefines natural phenomena. It's redefining natural axiomatic truths in order to suit its narrative. So what people have experienced is the use of linguistics coupled with modern technology like TV screens that offer up an image to you. And then you have supposed sophisticated dick sniffers, as I would call them, who ramble on with bullshit language that tries to support an image that's been presented to you. It's a very, very simple. People think this has to be complex and complicated. And I'll break apart some of the other aspects for you. But it's no complicated. It's very simple. If I observe my reality, and I understand my reality and the substances within my reality, that's where I make my commitment. That's where my constitutional senses, my discernment, my rationale, I apply that to myself, and I stand for myself and a knowing of what my reality is. I do not throw that out the window because institutions through generations have offered up a story and an image. This image that has been depicted to you and I is contrary to your everyday lived life experience. You don't throw that out for what you see in your TV screen, regardless of how elaborate the institutions that are offering it are. That's no science, that's religion. Just the same as any other religious practice, with its mantras, its buzzwords, its wee fancy symbols, its images and depictions of deities and prophets and all this gobbledygook. Globular heliocentrism is no different from any other religion. And you can recognise it when you speak to your fellow man, who are no part of these higher realms of these institutions. They're regurgitating what they believe. Do you believe you live on a globe? Aye. Why do you believe that? Because that's what I was told. And I've seen it on my TV in Gravity. It's very alarming. Parents out there, people who are critical thinkers, who are sceptical, should be very alarmed at the standard in which your children and loved ones are being subject to. It's time for people to take control of their own faculties, their own mind, their own discernment, and commit to that. For me, I understand that I'm in a predicament here. We seem to be in a type of captive, hostage type situation. We are limited and restricted to where you and I can freely travel. There is areas that you and I are not allowed to go to. I understand that the earth is not a nature-defying, spherical, oblate sphere type object. That is only a concept that exists in the realms of abstract mathematics. That's why it has equations and fanciful language trying to explain it. Objective reality needs no explanation. The language between you and I is very simple. You can come and show me anything practical. My natural constitution has the ability to understand and adopt and accept what you're showing me. And that's true for everybody. So, we don't need languages. We just need practicality in regards to sharing what is objective. This is no political, it's no about religion, it's no, I don't have a bias, I'm no after anything other than truth. People like myself have had to put up with all sorts of ludicrous, zealot type behaviour from this institution, this cult that is the globe. People like myself and people like you out there who want to question should be free to explore it. If we have an education system professing science, it should be an open book to inquiry. Every man, woman and child should be free to express and explore any claims that any other human being is making to them. We don't get that encouraged. What we see is oppression towards that type of thinking. Ridicule, propaganda. Just like the term flat earth, a loaded term. A term surrounded by so much propaganda, nonsensical drivel, straw man cartoonery. You have to be asking the questions of why. People should be wise enough in this day and age to understand insecure projections. If something is true, let it stand alone to be realised by all. I don't need truth to be protected by men waffling shite at me, offering up ridicule and propaganda and other nonsense like it. If people really sceptically start looking at the claim that they've held to be true, that being a globular earth, and they start pursuing that question of whether it's true or not, you will start to see very quickly it's held up by utter nonsense. It's held up by air. That should be concerning to you. Again, I encourage anybody who comes across this or who's involved in it to please step up to the mark. Invite me for discussion. Come to me for discussion. Are you a scientist? Are you professing to be a scientist? Some academic? Whoever you think you may be? Step up to the table. This sitting on high horses, thinking you can just dismiss it, people off as crazy, kooky conspiracy nuts, it's just not going to wash anymore. I'm not in this to bring violence to anybody or to oppress any particular group or even blame any snake oil salesmen who have offered me up concepts like the globular earth. I just refuse their product now. They are free to continually offer up their product. I refuse it. And I stand against it because it's to the detriment of the individual. It's robbing people of their psychological foundation, a base structure of their knowing and understanding and progression of what we call life. Every human being has the right to establish the base foundation. What do we have now? We have civilizations and societies, man-made concepts and structures that are rooted and founded upon absolute bullshit. People think, what does it matter? What does it matter? Well, your whole reasoning of everything that you're taking part in, the life that you're living and what you're experiencing and seeing, the degradation of people is rooted in these foundations. It's confusing and bewildering to people. People are caught up in the slipstream of the already established cult and its teachings. It doesn't make any sense. People are clutching at straws, clutching for certainty in all avenues of life. Whether it's a job or whatever it may be. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you don't know who you are, and I don't mean, oh, I know who I am, I know what my favourite colour is, you know, that stuff. I mean as a biological entity, a physiological machine. If you don't know what you are, what you're part of, where this is, what this is, I have to consider you a delusional, willfully ignorant, incompetent, zombie-type moron. You can't come at me with any certainty when you don't have those questions answered. It always bothers me why human beings don't stick on those questions. Why are we no grabbing onto those questions and no letting up? I'll tell you why. Because it's all been discovered. Smart cookies sailed the seas long, long ago and discovered it all. It's a round ball. I know that it's contrary to your everyday life's experience, but trust us, it's a round. All you're going to do is go round in circles, and you can't go here and you can't go there because you'll die. Therefore, it's all figured out, don't worry about it. Here, have some of our pish that we call democracies. But yet, we're getting more powerful and we're taking more of your basic freedoms and rights away, but we're still calling it democracy. Yay! As a human being, if you have a perimeter around you, a fence, it's in a human being's nature to inquire, to want to know what's beyond that perimeter. So, you have to be smarter and one step ahead of the human and its constitution. If you can convince the human there is no fence, it's just circles, there's nowhere to go, then you've got them. They're not going to inquire. They're not going to try and get over the perimeter that you're stopping them from getting to. It's rooted in psychology. It's about controlling you and I. You're born into this cult. Is there anybody seriously going to come to me and not think that you're under some sort of oppression, some sort of control? You've borders, passport controls. Or a lot of your basic rights are being whipped out from under you as time goes on. People are waffling on about politics and what party they want in and this, that and the other. Missing the whole point. Why have you got one party trying to control another? And I'm not talking about political parties, I'm talking about as individuals. If you're contributing to some aspect of one trying to control another, you're barking up the wrong fucking tree. This is the roots of our problems, people. No, what leader you're going to get or what saviour's going to come and save you from all the bad. It's realising the faulty psychology that you've bought into. Identifying it and eradicating it from your being. So, to sum it up, globular earth and materialistic type philosophies and all the other religions are all crap. There may be aspects of truth and profundity in them, but they're the contents of the room. I'm tired of the contents of the room that take you to rabbit holes. It's the room that has to be established. The contents that we have are dysfunctional. They are empty. So, I'm not interested in cack. Okay? I'm a realist. You can come and speak to me about anything. You have to be open to question. You have to be open to open discussion. If you're going to come at me as a human being, I can talk subjectively with you. If you're going to come at me with claims of objectivity, you're going to be scrutinised. And if you give me any of your pish, I'm not going to hold back. I have a very short fuse, which is justly so over the sheer amount of bullshit I've had to put up with over the last 5 years of cult zealotry, pseudoscience, propaganda. So, excuse my short fuse. You have been warned. Stop listening to gurus, tinterweb celebrities asking people's questions. Can you help me? I'm stuck. I don't understand. Can you help me? Stop being fucking lazy. Reality is no difficult to understand. Take it one step at a time. That's your nature. Back to the real terminology of science, exploration. I don't see us exploring. You've got dick sniffers telling you, oh, they're exploring. We're exploring the nonsensical vacuum of space that coexists next to your pressurised environment without any solid separation. How does that work? Oh, you've got them at microscopic levels. Oh, I'm going to find God particles. Never mind all that pish. We need to physically explore and continually move. The whole game of society, civilization, is to corral and control you, keep you in bewilderment, psychologically and physically constrain you. Nobody knows what this is, why it came to be, what your role in it is. So why have you got fuckers giving you stories about it? Are you a child? Do you require a comfort blanket? I don't. I don't give a fuck what the reality is, whether it be horrific or wonderful. I have the right to know, and so do you. So it's about time people snapped out of you. Too many people have a bias that they want to cling to and defend and think it's all about opinions and, oh, well, the majority sways and blah, blah, blah. Where's the individuals of real strength and real fucking backbone here? Because I am seeing few and far between. It just sounds good, and I might get somewhere in life if I get involved. Fuck off.